Okay guys, I'm getting ready to work on the next part of my project. So if you saw my first video, it just introduced you to everything. The second video, I worked on my title page, my itinerary, and then just my travel day getting to Savannah. And now I'm going to have my first of 3 adventure days. So I've got quite a few printouts here, and this is just the first part of the day. So I was able to meet up with my best friend from college. Her name is Annie. So there's quite a few photos I'm not going to be putting in here just out of like respect for their family. I'll add them later because they're not really on social media. So I'll add those privately. But we met up and reconnected at their rental. I drove to meet them out on one of the islands near Savannah, and then we decided to go to the beach and we went into the Tybee Island Lighthouse. So it was raining, very dark and moody. So I've got an outside of the page protector size here of 7 by 8 1/4. So I've got one of the whole lighthouse vertically, a shot looking down from above, which I thought came out really cool. A couple shots from up top inside of the actual light, which is super tiny. It's kind of fun. Looking out of a window, showing how windy it was up there. So that's a 19 by 13 printout. I also have some morning stories there that I'll be just doing a little mini page protector for. Got some enlargements that I'll put back to back, and I'm going to do a tag on here, which I'll explain in a minute. And I've got 2 more enlargements that'll be there. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put them inside a page protector or not, but I had to make them slightly skinnier. It's kind of funny when you're in Photoshop, if you try to crop, like if I tried to make this 7 inches, it actually cut off much shorter, like the way the dimensions worked. So I made this one 6 by 8 1/4. So I could put it in a page protector if I wanted to. And then this one, I just took a different angle with the flowers and a little bit more of the sunshine peeking through. Got a picture of the sign. I actually turned this one black and white because like, whereas like you can see the tile here and it looks really nice and dark, here it was like bright orange and it just didn't look very good. It would have been one of the first photos leading the section. Inside where the stairs were, looking out one of the windows. So one of the things I had talked about in my intro video was all of these tags here that came in the Delayed Story Kit. There's one more here that I'm not going to use just because it has a print on it. I was using it as like a template here. And I have a video showing you how I made some of my own with vellum. And I figured out that I'm going to use 5 for different things throughout the album for some consistency. And my goal is to find a stamp set and stamp on it. So I want to do Lighthouse by Lighthhouse, Dolphins, River Street with like a star in the middle, Wormslow for the historical site we went to, and then North Star Beach. So I'm trying to think about how I want to do those. But I think that will go right on here, and then I'll be able to use some fun ribbon and have that stamped on and maybe decorated in another way. Not really sure exactly how yet. I've got this vellum set of tags, so I might consider dangling one of these on there with the ribbon. I have to really kind of dig through. So I also pulled out the little bit of ephemera that I have from this part of the day and the maps that I have. So I have 2 identical maps that are showing different parts of what I use them for. So one was for River Street, one was for a very similar spot here of Tybee Island. So I had to decide which one I wanted to try to use. But what I think I'm going to do is when we go on our dolphin adventure, that's on here specifically. So I'll use this one for the dolphin adventure. I'll use this one for River Street. And this one is from sorry, I'm trying to put this in there and not smush something. This is from like an island guide. It's the only page in here. I flipped through it just to see if there was anything else that I wanted. And then I also grabbed my ruler to see what the dimensions were, and pretty much right at about 11 inches, I can cut out this map, and even about 8 1/4. So actually it would be like 7 1/2 or so. So I can mount this onto some paper and have a nice full-size map showing where the lighthouse and the beach were. So I have that. I've got my postcard here. I'm still not sure exactly what I want to do with this yet. I've got my wristband and my sticker. So I did decide that I'm going to be using one of these page protectors. And that is partly why I chose not to pre-print my photos this time, so that I could spend a little bit more time mentally planning what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be cutting one of these off, and this will take up one of the 4x6 spots, and I've got 3 more 4x6s planned, and then I've got 8 3x4 spots and 5 photos. So I can put in a filler card, I can put in some journaling cards, and I'll also have a spot for journaling on this tag as well. So I think that will come out really well. I'm excited about it and can't wait to get started. Okay friends, we're just going to start out with me cropping all my photos. I've got quite a few to go through here, so just showing you how I kind of cut them down smaller by my scissors, and then just use my We Are Memory Keepers trimmer for the majority of them, unless they're over 6x8. So here I am trimming off the top row of pockets on this page protector here. I'm using my larger trimmer for that. Just wanted to have a nice clean edge along the top, and now I'm getting ready to start organizing my content. So I'm putting the sticker in the top pocket here and just deciding where I'm going to put in the 4x6s. They're the easiest ones to choose from because I only have 3 more, and then figuring out the order that I want to place all of the 3x4s, because I have space for 8 and only 5. So I know that I want to, figure out which ones make sense together. I was going to start with that one of the sign on the top, and then I realized that the sign was oval and my sticker was oval, so I didn't want to put those two like side by side right next to each other, and I didn't want to put the sticker on the bottom, so I was kind of left with leaving it on the bottom and then leaving myself some room to add some either journaling or filler cards or quote cards. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a break and then come back to it. I'm going to add in a 6x8 page protector. Those are the few photos of like my morning photo showing it was still raining, grabbing myself some breakfast. So I'm just putting them back in order there. So I've got my 6x8, my enlargements, the fold out page protectors, more enlargements, some 6x8 enlargements again. Just trying to determine the order that everything's going to go in, and then now I'm taking a look at my ephemera and seeing where I'm going to be able to use that. So cutting apart the wristband there, I had the 2 sticky edges stuck together. That is the spot where I'm going to end up putting it. It's difficult because it's a really bright orange. It's too long. Normally I would add it to like a 6-inch photo, like a 4x6, but it's too long. I'd have to crop something off. I did consider using it as like a banner or something that would hang off of my tag, but it's very bright and it would have covered stamping I'm going to be doing later. So I opted just to keep it on that photo because I did want to use it despite the very, very vibrant color. But for now, while I'm trying to make those decisions, I'm just going to tuck that and one of those little vellum banner stickers into the tag. So off camera, I have used my Gina K Terrific tape to adhere these two 8 1/4 by 11-inch photos back to back, and I'm just getting them punched out and doing the same thing with the 7x8 1/4 enlargements there using my punch template. And then here I'm showing you how I'm making my own vellum pockets based on the ones from Ali Edwards. So I have some polka dot vellum from American Crafts. And what I did is I took a look at how it was formed. There's about a 1/4 inch flip over, and the pocket is basically doubled over. So what that means is I took some basic measurements, and I'm actually just kind of eyeballing it. So about a 1/4 inch from the left of the paper, I made 2 marks, top and bottom, and then I sized up the entire piece, made some marks to the right of that, and 1 more time. And then I left a 1/4 inch on the bottom as well so I can fold up the flap. I know it doesn't quite make sense yet, but you will see hopefully. I'm grabbing my scoring board and I am going to score at that left 1/4 inch mark and then again halfway. And it doesn't really matter what the size of your pocket is, you just need to leave yourself some room to flip it over, have a little bit to apply some adhesive to on both one side and the bottom. I'm then going to trim some of the edges off so that it can lay nice and flat. So I'm just kind of scoring all of those pieces and then just erasing all of my pencil marks. So hopefully once I start putting it together here, you'll see just how simple and easy it really is. So I cut a little piece off there on the right hand side, and then I'm just cutting the edges so there's a slight angle so it looks like a nice finished piece of an envelope, and just folding that and using the bone folder to make a nice crisp edge. So there you can see I'm folding it in half. The piece on the left is going to fold over it, and then the piece on the bottom will come up as well, and those are the 2 places where I will put my adhesive. So I'm just using my Gina K 1/4 inch tape, and also these pockets have a little bit of a curved groove along the front, and I didn't think I would have any punches that would look identical, so I just used a little pencil and my scissors to cut them out by hand. And I just wanted to see how it looked in the lineup with all the others and with one of the paper tags inside. So here I'm just adding the 1/8 inch adhesive using the bone folder tool just to help buffer it in a little bit more to make sure it sticks. And I'm folding over the long piece, and that's that. So now I'm getting ready to decorate that pocket, and I've got, if you can see there on the top of the video there, I've got most of the letters already picked out and aligned from one of Ali Edwards' more recent stamp kits. It's from, stamp sets. It's from a 6x8 set, and I was just going through my ink swatches there and picking out a color I thought would match the shirt that I'm wearing in that photo. So I'm going with Distress Oxide Chipped Sapphire is the closest blue that I could find. And I will warn you, Distress Oxides don't go on vellum very well. They will dry fairly quickly, actually. I could have used a heat tool or something if I really wanted to, but I'm pretty cautious about doing something like that with vellum. But I just had to be really careful. I ended up with a set of stamps that's printed out, or however they make them, really shallow, so I really have issues even though I'm pressing very gently and lightly with my ink set and very gently and lightly with my Tim Holtz stamper there. So I just keep going as light as possible, like barely tapping, and then just trying to use a paper towel to wipe off any excess ink. So I just do as many stamps as possible to get it all filled in, remove them all, and then I move the H down so that I can stamp it twice. Overall, I'm really happy with how it came out. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. I wasn't looking for perfect, and really happy with how it came out. I'll share more in the next part as soon as I get it done. Thanks again. Bye for now.